just like a rock.
It would have worked if it weren't for this infernal beard.
Hello everyone, I'm Johnny, and today we are taking a look at The Sword in the Stone, a beautiful, imaginative, animated classic. It might not be in everyone's top 10 Disney movies, but it has some very memorable moments and some very memorable characters. So let's check it out. The Sword in the Stone is a sort of young King Arthur story before he eventually pulls a mythical sword from stone, proving his divine right as king. A little background on the story. The Sword in the Stone motif first appeared around the year 1200 in the French poem Merlin by Robert de Biron. In this foundational account, the sword is embedded in an anvil atop a stone appearing in a churchyard on Christmas Eve as a divine test to identify the true heir of Uther Pendragon. The legend of Excalibur is often conflated with this story. Traditionally, the legend is that Merlin guides King Arthur to a mystical lake where he is given Excalibur by the Lady of the Lake. In early tales, the Sword in the Stone actually breaks, and Arthur later receives Excalibur. Sometimes Excalibur is the actual sword in the stone. Historically, there is an actual sword embedded in stone dating to the 12th century, but it's in Tuscany, Italy, and it's not really related to the King Arthur story. As far as King Arthur, there is no historical evidence that he existed. The wizard Merlin originates from Celtic myths as a bard and prophet who went mad after a battle. There have been many themes associated with the telling of King Arthur, Merlin, and the Knights of the Round Table, often centered on leadership and the nature of power. This Disney version is very interesting, as it doesn't really have any overt themes. In fact, it doesn't really have any distinguishable antagonists or obstacles for our hero to overcome. You'd even be far-fetched to call Arthur or anyone a hero in this movie. You have Arthur's adoptive father, who is certainly a bit harsh at times. The knight Arthur is squiring for is certainly a jerk, but you can't really call him a proper villain. Arthur lives a life of mediocrity, cleaning, and learning to be a squire. If there is a theme, it's likely rising to one's potential and overcoming mediocrity, as Merlin puts it. Yet there is nothing really about Arthur in this movie that makes you think he is special, other than that he is a seemingly good-natured lad. Despite this, Merlin knows this lad is the divine chosen leader who will rule England, and as such he wants to foster intelligence and wisdom in the boy, though he spends much of the movie nearly getting him killed, and getting him awkwardly assaulted by a randy squirrel. This is really the meat of the story, simply watching Merlin, and of course Archimedes the owl, tutor and test Merlin. It's a simple storyline, but it's highly enjoyable. Arthur kind of just acts as a vessel for Archimedes and Merlin's comedy and character to carry the movie. Which it does. Merlin and Archimedes are so well done, and such a joy to watch from all angles, be it how they are voice acted or animated. Archimedes does have a historical influence separate from the Arthur legends. He is named after the ancient Greek mathematician and inventor, Archimedes of Syracuse. This name reflects the historical and mythological trope of the owl as a symbol of wisdom, dating back to Athena, the Greek goddess of knowledge, who is frequently depicted with a little owl as her companion. I really have to hand it to the animators when bringing to life Merlin and Archimedes. Every frame oozes character, be it a dramatic entrance, or even how Archimedes brings along his perch in this scene, like an old stubborn man who doesn't want to perch on the cold stone, if he doesn't have to. The absolute best of the movie is saved for the last, a battle between Merlin and Madame Mim, which is in my opinion still one of the best duels, magic or otherwise, in cinema. A lot of creativity and fun went into this, and it comes out of nowhere at the end of the film. It's a true joy. Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching to the end. I had a lot of fun rewatching this movie. Hopefully you can too. Or if you haven't seen it, do check it out. It's a good one. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, do like, subscribe, and comment and all that stuff. But most importantly, do take care. Have a nice rest of your day.